Well, hello everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero with this latest weather update, and today it's going to be fairly quick and we're going to focus mostly on the severe weather today. Now, we do have a little bit to talk about, so let's get right to it here. Let me switch on over. And here we're seeing from the Storm Prediction Center the categorical outlook. Now, if you caught my live stream yesterday, this is where we talked about the marginal risk on the severe thunderstorm scale for our area. Well, actually, it's been enhanced a little bit. So now, in the New York City area here, it is in a slight risk. So if we look at the scale here, we have general thunderstorm, no severe at all. Then we have a marginal and a slight. So we're just below the halfway point up the severe thunderstorm scale, or just a little bit below there. So that means there's a higher chance of some severe weather today. And there has been actually some things put out by the National Weather Service. So very interesting advisories here. So when we take a look here from the forecast office, besides the special weather statement and the hazardous weather outlook, which is going to be talking about the isolated strong to severe thunderstorms for the possible this afternoon, there's also a freeze warning in place. And this is for Orange County and Putnam County, and then a little bit into Fairfield County and Connecticut, then really the northwest quarter of New Jersey. This is because in those higher elevation areas, the temperature actually could get to the freezing point, and that's where we're going to see any kind of vegetation outside have an issue because it's springtime, so things are starting to grow. So then, with this real just quick freeze getting down to that freezing point, it could cause the vegetation to have some issues. So that's where the National Weather Service put out that freeze warning in place for those counties in that dark purple there. So that's what the warnings and advisories were put out there. Now, the other thing I do want to talk about is actually this graphic here that the weather story, the National Weather Service put out. So this, again, mentions a little bit of this slight risk which don't think of it as slight. This is actually a more significant chance of some severe weather than we were talking about yesterday, even though it's only called a slight risk. So the morning lows, mid-50s, which is actually past that now. So I have a temperature of 64 degrees as of this recording where I am. And this temperature is going to very quickly fall from the 60s, the mid-60s, maybe even the upper 60s, into the low to mid-40s in the span of about 6 hours. So once this cold front makes its way through, we're going to see those temperatures drop like a rock. And tonight we could see, with those freeze warnings in place, temperatures getting down into the 30s and maybe to the low 30s right around the freezing point. So now with the precipitation, a line of showers and severe thunderstorms advances east through the region during the afternoon, and I'll show you that in just a second. Locally heavy rain and damaging winds are possible with this. So the winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to about 25 miles per hour. And then during that line of thunderstorms, we can see gusts up to 35 miles per hour. I'd say maybe even up to 40 miles per hour. So that's something you got to keep in mind too, is if you have anything loose, I would say take it in just before the afternoon, like let's say 2 o'clock on. Before 2 o'clock, you definitely want to be able to take anything loose, either tie it down or just bring it on in. So now let's start taking a look here at the satellite. So this satellite, this is right now as of this recording, which is about 11 a.m. And let me put this in motion here. And we can see it's very slow at the moment, this movement of the clouds, but we do have multiple levels of cloud movement. So we can see a higher level and a lower level here, and that means we have a very dynamic atmosphere at the moment. So that's what's going on with the clouds. Just little pop-up clouds right now. They are starting to thicken up more until we see that line. You can see the back end of the cold front there. That makes its way through, and that's going to be the issue. So now on the radar here, we can see again some lines of showers making their way through. They look like they were moderate, I'd say, going through New York City not too long ago. Disorganized area right now on the radar, but that is going to change. So let me show you here on the 3 kilometer NAM. We're only going to do the 3 kilometer NAM and the HRRR. So on the 3 kilometer NAM here on the good old Tropical Tidbits, we're going to see this line. It forms fairly quickly, and it's a very thin line. So that means it's going to be quick but intense. And that's going to bring with it some potentially severe weather, and behind it some cold, because we're going to have this wraparound snow actually getting into the Finger Lakes and like Albany, and even going into like New Hampshire and Vermont there. But this is actually going to be more of a outside the New York City area kind of event for the snow. For the New York City area, this is where we're just dealing with the severe weather. This is a very interesting system because it is the springtime. So this is the 3 kilometer NAM. So really, you could see it's just going to be fairly quick. And for the timing, this is 2 p.m. So 2 p.m., nothing really just yet. 3 p.m., there it is. 4 p.m., starting to move by. 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So I'd say we're going to start to see this after 2 p.m. The heart of it is going to be maybe 3 to 4 p.m. today. And then it's going to start to move out of the area. Long Island, you're still going to be dealing with this until probably about 7 or 8 p.m. today. More east of there, like going into Boston, and even if you see up here where the center of the low is, that's going to be a little bit longer, maybe even going to just before midnight in some areas. But then behind that, with the isobars here, see they're close? That means strong winds, and it's going to be cold. We're seeing those temperatures drop like a rock into the 30s and maybe the low 30s for the freezing point in some areas as well. So that's the 3 kilometer NAM. Now the last one I'm going to show you here is the HRRR, which is going to be kind of about the same thing. These are my very short range forecast models that I use for like same day kind of nowcasting. So this is showing, again, right around 3 p.m. That's what this 19Z is. 3 p.m. it's where the heart of that line is over the New York City area. So I'd say 2 to 4 o'clock is where most of the area is going to see that severe weather for potential for today. And then this is still in place going into this is 8 p.m. So it's still just barely passing through Boston by 7 or 8 p.m. So the HRRR and the 3 kilometer NAM are just about the same. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you for this video today. Let me switch this on over here. Very quick, just keep in mind we're going to have that severe weather potential with the strong winds, heavy rain. We could have some flash flooding. So if you're doing anything, I'd do it right now. If you're going out after 2 p.m., it's probably about too late. And then I'd say don't do anything really until maybe after 8 p.m. for the New York City area. It's going to last a little bit longer the more east you go. Then we're going to have a cold snap, quotes, for the springtime, getting down to near freezing overnight tonight and another cold and windy day for tomorrow. So that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please stay safe. If you want any more weather updates, feel free to hit that subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that so you get notified when I upload a video like this or I go live. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Please stay safe. Make sure you wear your mask out in public, and I'll see you all in that next video.